The energy is mounting almost. Stan, this game tips off a little regular season series between these two teams. In your mind, as a former coach, does that alter the game plan at all?
Well, coaches will be watching their opponents very closely, Kevin. You're trying to get as much intel as possible so your team can be even sharper in the next game.
Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. We've got Trey Murphy, also Saddiq Bey out there. And it's Queen in at the 5.
And maneuvering into position, Bey moving the needle.
Brooklyn with the ball. The Pelicans make their last shot. Porter, bounce pass. Here's Demon. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, we'll probably see more of them.
Yeah, defensive breakdown there. Gotta communicate and switch that screen.
Now here's Bey. He's been producing a fair amount of offense night in and night out as he's averaging 14 points a game. Shot clock at 2. Jay. Brooklyn with the rebound. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
Not exactly a game that everyone will be talking about here, but both of these teams can show flashes at times.
And last year they split their season series, so this is a chance for one of them to get the upper hand on the other.
Here's Bey. After the basket by Brooklyn, here's the screen. Traps in the tray. Bey's got 5 now.
Showing the range. How about Bey taking and making his fair share of those triples?
Nets passing it around. Pass to Demon. Here's Man. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
And early on, they looked great. They made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
And in a little over a decade, the Nets, GA, having to rebuild from the ashes of 2 super team iterations.
The short time span between shows how quickly they can turn things around. And with the treasure trove of picks in the coming years, they look to climb that mountain once again.
Here's Demon. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Here's the 3. Bey pulls it in.
Well, you can tell he thinks he should have had that one. Even harder on him when he's got a good look like that and it doesn't go down. He's got ball.
1:14 left to play in the first quarter. Takes the 3. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
Well, you watch Murphy. He has a great-looking shot. It's effective, too.
Outside, Porter, a 3-ball. Pelicans with the rebound. Pass to Fears. 44 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And the shot is good. 7 points in the game.
Well, it sure didn't take him much time to heat up. Aggressive start.
Here's Clowney. Up top, Porter puts it up. From the top of the key, he buries it.
And that shot is a confidence builder for Porter Jr. When he's hitting these, you know he's feeling it.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Over to the left wing. And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession.
Yeah, what a disconnect. Sloppy play like that is something they can expect to come up in the film session.
Nets have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Here's Traore. Williams a screen. Outside, Porter. It's good from long range. Porter's got 5 now.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
Yeah, well, his offensive contributions are going to be very important in this game. So it's good they've already got him in a rhythm.
And we've reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Nets. They lead by 4. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And looking at what we've seen so far from the Nets, what do you guys think?
Throughout the first quarter, they did a great job of just running the offense.
Yeah, and I love to see this kind of communication between teammates. Great player movement, great ball movement.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Pelicans. They've got Jose Alvarado. Steve Nisi is out there with Looney. Then there's Hawkins. Martin from outside. It's rebounded by New Orleans, coming off that loss against the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
Well, this has to be a frustrating loss because they actually played well, but it still wasn't enough for them to get the win.
Brooklyn leading by 4. And, unfortunately, Coach, the Pelicans still looking for the franchise's first deep playoff run.
Yeah, just 2 playoff series wins since their arrival in New Orleans back in 2002. They've had some tremendous talents, but the stars have yet to align. Well, he can get you the ball in a number of ways, that time with a great bounce pass.
And so James Borrego decides to call timeout. He's going to take a few moments here to check in with his team and regroup. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And GA, you know, some people argue that defense has declined in recent years. Would you agree?
I think mostly it's just harder to defend in today's game. You have to cover so much more ground, and with the lack of physicality, it just makes it more challenging.
Pass to McGowans. Now, here's Looney. Hasn't made one yet. A nice shot by Pierce.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Inside. Clowney, good. Clowney's got the lead up to 6 now for the Nets.
Well, nice pass by Porter Jr., moving the ball with a purpose.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Misses the 3. And it's Porter with the ball for the Nets. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. No question, Michael Porter Jr. is a true shooter. Stan, he gets out there and scores, it seems like, every possession.
Well, listen, Michael Porter Jr. is not only a great shooter, he's got that high release that people can't get to. So he knows when he shoots it. It's just a matter of make or miss. The length of Murphy can be surprising. He's 6'8" with a good wingspan.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Thank you, Kevin. Trey Murphy didn't dunk in a game until he was a high school senior. Crazy to think now with the length and the leaping ability he has. He said back then there were times where I'd have doubt or be a little stressed about my future. If I said I knew I'd end up here, I have been lying to you. Kevin?
Okay, thank you, Allie. Brooklyn making some changes. Nicholas Claxton comes in for Williams. Mann subbed in for Martin. The Pelicans also changing it up. Queens checked in. Bays subbed in for Eve Misi. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Mann. Three-pointer. Good on the triple. Mann's got his second bucket tonight.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
Well, I think it's because they're calling sets that really match up well with their personnel.
Here's McGowan's. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Minnesota.
Yeah, and you see this with a lot of great scores. When they're putting up big nights, a lot of times it's because they're making a lot of free throws.
Pass to Bay. There's the triple. It's hauled in by Claxton.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Outside Porter. Here's Demon. Screen by Claxton. 6 to shoot. Let's go. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And so it's Brooklyn in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We'll return shortly.
Please direct your attention to the center court. And get ready for the Fed half-court shot run line. They're thinking about the shot. Give it up for our contestants.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
And for their matchup with the Mavericks, coin toss. In fact, I'm going to make a prediction. This game goes to the last shot.
Jetstradamus. We're going to have to keep a tally of the predictions by you two. And returning our attention to this game, a solid first half of the Brooklyn Nets.
When you play the right way and you're...
Thank you for being with us. Now let's...
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. You look at Saddiq Bey, what a contribution.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
Pelicans trail by 9. Porter and Clowney up in the forward spots. Terrence Mann is out there with Demon. And it's Claxton in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And that's the group for Jordi Fernandez as we begin the second half.
Yeah, you expect him to make those. Good luck. Just couldn't find the mark.
Got that bucket in no time at all. Porter's got the lead up to 12 now for the Nets.
Well, this is Porter's go-to shot. He's very proficient from three-point land.
Bey with the screen for Fears. Driving inside. And Bey throws it down.
Yeah, his athleticism more than makes up for his lack of size. Allows him to compete even against bigger guys.
New Orleans shooting their first foul shot of the night.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
One shot.
Nets leading by 9. Demon. Past the corner, beyond the arc. And again, it's Brooklyn with the three.
One of the best-looking jumpers in the game, courtesy of Michael Porter Jr.
Pelicans shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Stan, Michael Porter Jr. is a crucial piece to this offense.
Oh, he absolutely is, Kevin. First of all, we know that shooting provides space for other people to operate, and he certainly does that. But Michael Porter Jr. is also a very timely cutter and gets his share of easy buckets.
Look at the stats for him. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Pass to Fears. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You take a look at the Pelicans. They were hoping to get off to a better start to the season. Things are still early, so they still may have a chance. Brooklyn leading by 12. Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Thanks, guys. Those who worked with Nets coach Jordi Fernandez rave about his people skills. He said, quote, "Am I very good at it? I don't know, but I try because I think it's important. When you have that relationship, especially in the tough moments, is when you can break through and be successful. Without it, it's tough, so you try to build it." Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Allie. Pass to Queen. Fears with it. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. On the wing, man. Clowney, basket counts. Clowney's got the lead up to 14 now for the Nets.
Well, overall, they're the team getting the better look here in this second half.
Yeah, they've looked really in sync after the break. Getting the shots they want and converting them.
Now, Bay, he's got 10. That one goes. Count it. Bay's got 12 points in the game.
Well, he's been able to find points, just not enough of them. They've got to string together some more buckets.
Outside, Porter. A three-pointer is right on target. And the Nets lead by 15.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Bay wide open, and he fired. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
One made three formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Nets shooting their first free throws of this game. And so Jordi Fernandez decides to call timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. Messi, he's checked in for New Orleans. Jose Alvarado comes in for Trey Murphy. The first one falls. That one falls, so he hits both of them. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Here's Fears. Fires for three. Drains it from beyond the arc. Bay's got 8 points in the quarter.
Well, that's his first three here in the second half. Gotta think he'd like a few more of those.
Here's Demon. He's defended by Alvarado. On the wing, man. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's the three. Messi grabs the rebound. Pelicans trail by 14. Here's Bay. And Bay throws it down.
And how about the focus from Bay offensively? His shots just continue to fall.
Here's Demon. 6 points for him. They set the pick. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Nets lead by 12. Live from Brooklyn, New York, you're watching 2K Sports. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Now that is an elite level dish. What a great pass.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. On the court for the Pelicans, getting the fourth quarter going. Hawkins is out there with Jose Alvarado. Then there's Trey Murphy. Then it's Kevon Looney. And it's Messi in at the 4. To the wing on the left. Alvarado with it. To the left side wing. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Nets leading by 12. Down low, here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Well, turning defense into offense. Porter with a great steal to get things going.
Pass to Messi. The three. Porter pulls it down. Nets leading by 14. Here's Wolf. Now Porter. Here's Traore. He's defended by Alvarado.
Well, when you get that kind of look inside, you have to capitalize.
Can't get it to go. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Here's Traore. He's defended by Alvarado. Now Porter for 3. Not that time. It won't go.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Hawkins against Martin. From outside, Porter pulls it down. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
1:33 left to play in the final quarter. There's the pick. Williams fires. That one misses. Pelicans trail by 14. And here's Hawkins. Takes the three. Porter pulls it down. Brooklyn's gone past the three-point line for 13 of their shots. They're 6 of 13.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Nets.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight they had both.
Yeah, and listen, you only get the assist if the guy you give it to makes the shot. So a lot of assists will up your field goal percentage, but this is a great team effort by everyone.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Michael Porter.
Well, he was the catalyst for them tonight. Played a great all-around game, and you could see his teammates feeding off his energy.
It's off. So it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A confident win and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and played with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that about wraps it up. And for all of us here at the table, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony and our terrific sideline reporter, Allie LaForce, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us tonight. But first, let's reveal our player of the game, Michael Porter.